We are here in Nakuru to congratulate the 6 members of the County Assembly who made it through because this was not an easy election. It is one that we went through leaguing of an industrial scale. And to see 6 who went through, I think it is important for us to say congratulations, and that's why I'm here as the SG of Jubilee. Kusema congratulations to our MCA for Menengai East, or Jeff. We have Simon Kamamu from Kehingo Ward, Philip Wajohi from Lale Ward, Virginia Wamaida, our Iron Lady from the Hell's Gate Ward, Gatuso Bernard Maina from Nadan, and John Mwangi Kamwana from Tuli Ward. These are 6 of the MCAs who made it through, and I want to again say this was not an easy thing. For those of us in Jubilee, we encountered something that we never thought would ever encounter, and we hope it will never again happen to this country. If the rigging that we experienced is ever repeated in this country, we will lose this country. We have the peace that we have today, and we must thank our President, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. The peace that we have, it is what they started together with Raila Amolo Odinga back in 2017 when they had the handshake. I want to say it again, the kind of rigging that we went through has nothing to do with anything that was complained about 2007, 2013, 2017, even for those who are there back in 1988. And it is very, very important for us as a country to know that even after the dust has settled, we must address this issue. I want to say it again. We have no country if we do not address the massive rigging that we experienced. Rigging that might be difficult for members of the County Assembly, even members of Parliament who lost, to prove it in a court of law. But it is in the public domain that something went wrong. And it was a scheme that had been worked on with the connivance of IEBC. The commissioners certainly were in it, I can tell you, the returning officers, the POs, and it went all the way to the clerks, and we can even now confirm that even our security agents were recruited in this scheme. Those you may again not be able to prove it in a court of law. But as I was coming, I received a call from somebody from Kisii, a young man, and he said, Kenyans this side are angry. They don't even want to discuss the outcome of the general elections that we had. But we thank God that we have a country. And this is the way our leaders were guided by God to ensure that there was that handshake. If it wasn't for the handshake, we would be in pieces as a country. Again, I want to thank our presidential candidate, Raila Amolo Odinga, because even with all the difficulties that we are going through in terms of coming to terms with that kind of steering, he was able to come out and tell people to maintain peace. We are able to drive from Nakuru to Nairobi, back and forth, do our businesses, open our dukas and kiosks. Kwa sababu yeye aliona ya kwamba ni vizuri kusema watu watulie, tuone yale ambayo tutaweza kufanya kotini. So we want to take this opportunity as members of Jubilee Party from Nakuru to again thank our leader, our presidential candidate, Raila Amolo Odinga, for that leadership that he gave. We were a little worried when I saw the church going to Bomas. Not that they should not have gone there, but when you are invited to a place as a church leader, you have to be very careful of what comes out of your mouth. When the leader of the Anglican Church said that we thank God because we have gotten our nation back, you wonder, what does that mean? Where was the nation? With the devil? I mean, is a statement that you would have to explain, and it's really worrying for us that it coming from a leader of or a head of a church that we respect in this country. We, like you all know, we are petitioning, and the petition will be filed when our legal team advises how and where. Those are issues that I want to leave to our legal team, but this is an issue that we will take it all the way. You have seen that every person in this country is struggling to add up the numbers that were given by IEBC. It is an embarrassment that IEBC can leave all of us with mathematics to do. Everybody is coming up with his own formula because they lacked clarity. And the requirement of our constitution is that our elections must be conducted in the simplest manner possible, the manner that is easily understood, and the manner that allows us to continue having known who is our leader. The fact that IEBC has thrown us into a quagmire is already an indication that something went wrong, and we hope that the courts will address this issue properly. We need them to ensure that we carry on. In any case, we expect that when the courts cause off this thing or cause some people to order, because that is what we expect as Azimio, those who may be seen like they are celebrating will also have the decorum. They will be able to raise to the occasion to ensure that the country remains as peaceful as it is today. If the outcome from the Supreme Court is contrary to what those in UDA are celebrating, can they maintain calm, just like those of us in Azimio have maintained calm? I have every reason to believe that this will be overturned by the Supreme Court. But we want also to say this. For those of us who have already been elected, and we have our MCAs here whom we are really proud of. Nakuru was not easy at all, because we know a couple of things now. Remain faithful and honest to the things you told Kenyans when you are looking for votes. You cannot look for votes, and even before the dust has settled, you have already started migrating. You look a little, you come across as a very dishonest person. When you are looking for votes and what you tell the people who are voting for you, those are the promises that makes you get elected. They are the promises that deny others an opportunity. So once you are in the place that you sought to be elected to, and immediately you start shifting your position, then without doubt, you lack the leadership qualities that we were looking for as Kenyans. And for the sake of just letting those in Jubilee know, we in Jubilee, if we get your waywardness behavior as a member of parliament or member of the county assembly, if we see you moving from one end to the other, remember we had pre-election coalition agreements, which we want to remain faithful to. And if we are to make any changes, we will make changes as a party and with the involvement of all who are concerned. Those who are already thinking of moving, and I can tell you within Jubilee, we do not have that. It is a propaganda. Know that you risk losing your seat, whether at the county assembly or at the parliamentary seat, because the law provides that. For the independent candidates, this is just for free advice. If you are elected as an independent candidate, you must remain independent for 5 years. If you make a mistake of affiliating yourself to any of the parties, including Jubilee, you risk losing your seat. Any Kenyan voter can go to court and challenge your continued stay as an elected member of whichever organ it is. Because you told people that I don't believe in this or that, I want to be independent. Voting on the floor, you are allowed to vote either way. You can vote either way. But you cannot be seen to affiliate with any of the political parties that are in existence until after the end of the term of 5 years. Or until after you have resigned, gone back to the people, and they've allowed you to come with the colors that you now prefer. When you are determining the majority of who is the majority, or which party constitutes the majority, either within the county assembly or within the National Assembly, within the Senate, that does not take into account the independent members. Let me repeat. The independent members, whether you shift allegiance now, does not alter the party that forms the majority in any of the assemblies that are going to be constituted in the coming days. What will be counted are those who are voted on a particular party. So I see the Deputy President, Lily, again, just with the same behavior, conning some young people who are elected in parliament that you can move. You cannot. In fact, those young people risk losing their seats even before they are sworn in, because they have already given grounds for petition. And if they are being petitioned from where they were elected, this becomes another ground in the petition. And I think it is good. Kama we ni kiongozi na ulichaguliwa, be calm. Why is the hurry? Be calm. Leaders are supposed to take stock of things before you rush into decisions like I can see people doing. We have our coalition partners as Azimio. Again, let them also know that the documents we signed before the 9th of August elections are binding. You cannot jump into another coalition agreement while you have not terminated the other one. The process of termination is provided for in those agreements. But again, it is good to see if you were elected yesterday on a given platform with a coalition agreement of a nature, and today you are moving to another, it also tells you that in future, those are not people you can depend on if you want to make any progress as a nation. When Kenya Kwanza went to the ballot, there was nothing like Kenya Kwanza, as opposed to Azimio. It was really another way of conning Kenyans. When they realized that this Azimio formation is what makes sense in the country with 42 tribes, they then came up with something just to hoodwink Kenyans. There is nothing like Kenya Kwanza in the legal documents. There is only UDA, there is only, which are the other parties there? Hata wewe una struggle kutafuta. Hizo zingine, wale wenyewe wanajijua. But there is only UDA. So when you move to that side of the divide, you are either joining the TSP, you are either joining Chama, yes, the Chama Chakazi, or you are joining UDA. If you do that, you occasion a petition in your area immediately. And I tell you, you will only be struggling in the corridors of law, the corridors of judiciary of the courts. But you'll have already committed that final mistake. If you want to run, ask Senator Kebiro during the last term of parliament. He lost it because he joined Jubilee, and he was only retained because of the technicalities in court and the times the court takes before a hearing is done. But you lose it even from the lower court. We are certain that we will be successful. Numbers do not lie. And I'm saying, if even a person, the young people who are doing CBC, because they are sharper than many of us who went through the other systems, can actually see there is a problem with the numbers. I believe that each one of you is worried. Na ile inanichagaza hata sio hiyo, ni vile hii hakiri ya kuiba. Unaiba kiasi hiyo. Haki ya Mungu unarara ukichora vile utaiba, sio vile utashida, vile utaiba. Kenyans must be very careful. Going to bed with injustice, injustice will consume you.